Hi, my name is Vahan Davoudian. I'm a physics experimentalist for 35 years, and this is today's topic is taking flights, and this is the logo I created. It's a science logo, and you can see unique physics concepts by Vahan Davoudian, how to promote the science. And if you click on this round, green circle, you can see all my 67 theories. And this is my email, vahandavoudian at vahandavoudian1948 at gmail.com. And the humans has been dreaming about flight for thousands of years, and then they tried to do it like a birds with wings, but it didn't work. And finally, they did with gliding, which was the best way to do. And unfortunately, the gliding was not a good idea because you are always at the mercy of the wind, and no matter what, you need to be in a high elevation or hill or something like that, so wind can help you and go. But the problem is with the gliding, ascending and descending is not your control. You're at the mercy of the wind. And in fact, this was happening for many years, thousands of years. And the one who was, pioneered, his name was Otto Lilienthal, and you can see here, this was the gliding, and you can see he has two, it's like a kite almost. So he did it, but he was amazing. He did 2,000 flight, and finally in 1891, he crashed and died. But overall, the flying, with airplane, this is an amazing concept. This is called airfoil. This is like a airplane wind. Let me show you here. You can see it's airfoil. This is round and the bottom is flat. So what happened, this is like an airplane or wings like birds. So the air is flying on the top much faster and creating low pressure, and slower on the bottom, and is causing the lift. So this is the picture I can show you. So you can see here, the air has to fly. Air has to travel a little bit more because this part is round, it's called airfoil. It's exactly the way the birds are, and this is causing a lift. But in fact, this was not discovered till 1900, and his name was Daniel. I'm sorry. Daniel Bernoulli, Swiss scientist. I'm sorry. He discovered this, and then after that, Wright brothers, started with mechanical engine, and then they flew. Well, of course, this is another picture for the jet engine. Jet engine is more powerful, and the concept is almost the same. I did not mention here. So this is exactly like action and reaction, third laws of Sir Isaac Newton. So this is, causing lift. So this is, when it's pushing this is the opposite side, so that, wing lifts like that, so you can fly. And this is the jet engine. Jet engine is a little bit more powerful and has more horsepower, and they have a compressor here, so air sucked in, and then it's ignited, and it's exactly like Sir Isaac Newton's third laws of motion. It's action and then reaction. So it's pushing, the jet engine in the opposite direction. Rockets are the same way. Chinese has been doing this for thousands of years. But overall, this is the way the flight works. And then I have to give you the history, exactly how things works. Before I give you the history, I have to show you 4 forces acting on an airplane. You can see here, we have lift, we have gravity, we have thrust, and then we have drag. And Drag means air resistance, and it depends on how powerful your engines are. Well, of course, it's a jet engine you can see on each side. So these are four forces, and you can see this is an old picture. It's a little bit airfoil, and this must be like maybe 100 years old. And these are the, Wright brothers, and then you can see they were bike mechanic. But amazingly, before them, the Germans knew how to fly. They had everything, but they never did any experiment. These brothers they did, you can see here, and then finally they did it. So the Otto Lilienthal started in 1895, and then he used like 2,000 flights, and finally, in Berlin in 1896 he crashed and died. There was another one in 1790. His name was George Cayley in Yorkshire, England, and then he also did it with glider. And then there was another one, Power Flight by John Stringfellow. But overall, officially it was in December 17, 1903 by Wright brothers, and then they flew it. So we're glad they did it because we came a long way, but that was amazing invention. I lived in Colorado for 20 years. Wildlife is amazing in Colorado. And then my careful observation, led me to compare the birds with, airplane. I'm sorry. I have always incorporated laws of physics, especially laws of aerodynamic, with laws of physics and things. So this is one squadron, which is 16 airplanes. And I compare this with geese because Colorado, geese comes like thousands of thousands. It's amazing wildlife. So imagine this is like a triangle and this one squadron because 16 airplanes. And imagine this airplane wants to go out somehow, and then they cannot just fly like that. So what happened, this is called, this is called roll, pitch, roll, yaw and pitch. So what happened, this airplane I show you, this airplane is flying like that. It cannot fly just like this. So what happened if they want to detach themselves from this V shape or delta shape? First of all, they have to roll like this and then pitch, and then finally they fly. So this was my observation. Well, of course, I do have a theory for this. You can see this was published like 2 years ago. You can go ahead and watch my theories. But overall, the humans, if they watched how the animal behave, they could discover this airplane long time ago. It's been 110 years. They could have discovered this 1,000 years ago. There was another example which I have the theory. His name was René Descartes, the French scientist and mathematician, and he was amazing. He discovered that, coordinate. How important it is in our life. Without the coordinate, we get lost in space. So he was in his room, and then he noticed that the housefly is flying from one direction to the other direction, and then he inspired that, and then he invented the coordinate. This was amazing. Well, of course, I do have that theory. You can watch. This was also published 3 years ago. And overall, the humans always can see how the animals behave, and then they can take lessons, and they can learn how they behave, because nature has provided all laws of physics. But we have to be observant to see those, so we can use that to discover and invent. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you like this video. If you like it, you can subscribe, and always appreciate your enthusiasm. You watch the videos and sometimes you email me. Those are so encouraging, and always, when you have anything, ideas, I put your idea in a work, and then I appreciate your input. Thanks a lot for watching.